Hello everyone, my name is Michael O'Brien and I'd like to personally thank you so much for downloading Dicewave. It's a lot of fun. It is a completely self-working, color-changing deck routine that I came up a little while ago for my students. I wanted to share it with everyone else, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get started. Alright everyone, so here's the setup for Dicewave. You're going to need a few things. You will need a blue-backed deck of playing cards, a red box, something to write with. In this case, I just use a Sharpie. Something to write your prediction on. For example, this is just an index card. I cut it in half. Some dice. These are just ordinary dice that I stole from a Monopoly game. And some red-backed cards. So first we'll need our force card. In this case, I use the 4 of spades. I suggest you use a black number card, and I'll explain why a little bit later on. Also, I removed the 2 red jokers from another deck. So you'll want the 2 red jokers as well. You'll also want to remove a couple of things from the blue deck of cards. Obviously, you want to remove your force card. So if you have a blue 4 of spades in this deck, you want to remove it. And a king. It doesn't matter which king. In this case, I will use the king of hearts. And you'll set that aside as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and set up the deck. First, you want to take your force card. So my 4 of spades goes face up onto the table. And I want to deal down 12 face-up cards onto my force card. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cards down. Your king of hearts will then go on top of that. The rest of the deck gets placed on top of that. And then your 2 jokers will get placed down on top of that. The deck then gets placed back into the box. And you're all set. So now let's go ahead and learn how to perform Dicewave. Alright, so now you have your deck set up, you're ready to perform Dicewave. All you're going to need is your deck of cards, something to write with, your piece of paper for your prediction, and of course, your dice. Now your dice should be in your pocket. You should not introduce the dice right away, you should introduce them a little bit later on. First, what you'll do is you'll explain that you have a deck of cards here. You want your spectator to select a card, but first, you're going to make a prediction. So go ahead and write down your prediction so that they can't see it. Alright, so in this case, my prediction simply says a red card. Then all you're going to do is fold your prediction up into quarters so that the spectator can't see what it says through the paper. And then clip your prediction onto the end of the Sharpie just like this. And then that will get set off to the side. Then you'll go on to explain to them that you want them to select a card, but you want to do it in the most fair way possible. Okay? Whoops, we don't need the jokers. We'll put the jokers away. See what I did there? So all you have to do is just take the 2 jokers, flash them real quick like this, and say, whoop, we don't need the jokers, we'll go ahead and put those away. Don't draw too much attention to the fact that they have red backs or anything like that. All you have to say is, oh, we don't need the jokers, we'll go ahead and put those away. So psychologically what you're doing is they see a red back, they see 2 red backs here, they see the red box. The deck is a red deck of cards in their mind at this point. You do not want to explain to them that it's a red deck of cards. By doing all of these subtleties, they will draw that picture on their own. Okay, so we don't need the box, we don't need the jokers, we can put those away. You'll say, I want you to choose a card, but I don't want to try to trick you. Like sometimes magicians will try to trick you. Like for example, they'll say, king, you choose a card for me. You see like king, you choose a card for me. Like maybe I want you to choose the king of hearts. So that's your excuse to show this card here. The king of hearts is marking the 14th position. So what you'll do is when you get to the king of hearts, you'll show it. And then when you put it back, you're going to place it on top of the deck. So now you've just cut the cards, putting your force card to the 14th position in the deck. Then you'll just spread out the cards like so, and explain to them that we're going to select the card in the most fair way possible, which is by random selection. So now you'll introduce the dice. They can roll the dice as many times as they want. The numbers will be different every single time to let them prove that the dice are not loaded or trick dice or anything weird like that. Then you will say, all right, so now this roll is for real. So let's go ahead and roll the dice and see what we get. So in this case, we rolled a 7. Okay? So then you will add those 7 numbers up. Or you'll add those 2 numbers up to make 7. So you'll count down starting from the top. So starting from your king, you will count down 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we landed on the queen of diamonds. But to make it even more random, you could say, let's go ahead and not only add the top 2 numbers, but we'll also add the bottom 2 numbers, which in this case also equals 7. Okay? So then you will count down 7 more cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now you've landed on the 4 of spades. You'll take the dice, place them away in your pocket, and you're ready for the conclusion. Now, notice we landed on our force card. How do we get to our force card? We forced the card on them by using the dice. The way that it works is no matter what number you roll, for example, so if I rolled a 5 and a 3, so that's 8, I can show just like this, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then if I turn them over this way, on this side we have 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 8 equals 14. It doesn't matter what you roll. If you add the bottom numbers, so in this case, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 6 and 4, so that's 10. 10 plus 4 equals 14. Doesn't matter what you roll. If you add the bottom numbers and the top numbers together, you will always add them up to 14. So the way that you do that is you just show the dice this way, and then you will turn them over and then show what they rolled on the back. Okay? So now, once you've done that, you put the dice away. Don't let them examine them, because if they move the dice around and try to count the sides, they might figure out how this works. So now all you're going to do is just say, all right, cool, so we landed on the 4 of spades. Now let's go ahead and check our prediction. So you'll let them open up their prediction, which of course will say a red card. And they might laugh at you because, look, I haven't even chosen a red card. The card's a black number card, right? Which is why I suggest using a black card to make it even more ironic. Or if you wanted to, this could be like, for example, the 7 of hearts. And you could say, see, look, I found a red card. It's up to you how you want to present it. Now what I do is I say, no, look, the predictions match though. See, look, you picked a red card. Of course, they see a red back, and of course they'll laugh again. You say, no, but look, if I was really a magician, all I would have to do is just snap my fingers and I can turn the entire rest of the deck blue. So now you chose the only red-backed card in the deck. And at this point, everything's completely inspectable. They can check out the cards, they can check out the prediction. The only thing I would not suggest letting them do is re-examine the dice, because if you do that, there is a chance that they might be able to add them up and figure out that you equal 14 every single time. Okay? So there it is. That's Dicewave. Again, thank you so much for downloading Dicewave. My name is Michael O'Brien. If you want to see more effects like Dicewave, please feel free to visit my website, www.OBrienMagic.com. Again, thank you so much for downloading this trick, and I hope to see you guys again soon.